Hello, everybody. Number 10. Double trouble. If you were born in January, April, June, August, October, or December, you're more likely to get divorced. Why? Because it turns out that kids born in these months are more likely to be naughty as adults and have extramarital affairs. Number 9. The curse of the firstborn. Now, this is one crazy theory, but some people believe that if you're the firstborn child in your family, you're more likely to end up dead. They say that the older you get, the more likely your siblings are to kill you. This is due to something called fratricide, which is when brothers kill each other. Studies found that firstborn sons are 24% more likely to die before their 18th birthday than their second-born siblings. Experts think that this might have something to do with how much attention parents give to their firstborn. Since they're usually really excited to have their first kid, they put a lot of time and effort into raising them. When the second child comes along, though, they don't really get the same amount of attention. So they become jealous and lash out. No. 8. Cold welcome. Did you know that it's actually dangerous to be born in cold weather? According to statistics, babies born during cold snaps are more likely to suffer from SIDS, also known as crib death. In 1995, researchers found that the risk of SIDS is increased by 20% for every 5 degrees Fahrenheit drop in temperature. They aren't exactly sure why this happens, but they think that cold weather can cause a baby's body temperature to drop too low, which affects their ability to breathe properly. Number 7, unwanted guests. Now this is one scary thought. A recent study found that approximately 3 million people are infected with parasites that can be passed on through childbirth. These parasites, including roundworms and flukes, can be picked up by pregnant women from contaminated food or water. They then travel to the fetus and lay eggs inside their brains once the baby is born. The eggs hatch and find their way into the new host's nervous system where they can stay for years. That's right. You might have parasites living in your brain and you wouldn't even know it. One expert said that in some cases, the parasites can cause mental illness. Number 6, the smoking problem. We all know that smoking is bad for us. But did you know that? It's especially dangerous if you're born in February. A recent study found that people born in this month are more likely to be chain smokers than those born in any other month. Researchers aren't sure why this happens, but they think it has something to do with nicotine levels in the mother's body during pregnancy. You see, when a woman smokes, nicotine passes through the placenta and into the developing fetus. This can affect the baby's brain development and make them more likely to become addicted to nicotine as an adult. No. 5. Bad parenting. Are you an only child? Well, if so, you're more likely to end up dead. A recent study found that children who have siblings are less likely to die young than those who are only children. Researchers believe that this is because only children receive more attention from their parents and therefore grow up with higher self-esteem and better coping skills. However, this doesn't apply to twins. For some reason, twins are just as likely to die young as those with siblings. No. 4. A matter of weight. According to statistics, the month you're born in can have a major impact on your weight. In fact, people born in the spring tend to be the heaviest. A recent study analyzed over 57,000 health records and found that those born in May weigh an average of 22 pounds at birth. Those born in December, on the other hand, weigh an average of 7 pounds less. Experts think this has something to do with seasonal changes. For example, when it gets colder outside, pregnant women are less likely to go for walks and get fresh air. This can cause them to gain more weight and have bigger babies. No. 3. Beer! Me? A recent study found that if your dad was a heavy drinker, you're more likely to suffer from depression. Researchers looked at over 1,000 pairs of twins and found that those who had a twin that drank a lot of alcohol were more likely to develop depression later in life. It seems that alcoholism is a highly heritable condition, meaning it can be passed down genetically. No. 2. Daddy issues. Children who lose their fathers at a young age are more likely to have problems later in life. This can include things like emotional and behavioral issues, educational problems, and criminal activity. The good news is that most of these negative outcomes can be avoided if the mother According to statistics, the mother's new partner will usually step in and fill the void left by the absent father. No one. The day you were born. The day you were born may have a huge impact on your personality. A recent study found that people born on weekends are more likely to be neurotic than those born during the week. They found that people born on Mondays are the most neurotic, followed by those born on weekends. Experts think that this has something to do with the parent's behavior. For example, people born on Mondays are more likely to be born to older parents who are more stressed out. On top of that, they're often born to less educated parents who smoke more and have less access to healthcare. All of these factors can contribute to neurotic behavior. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye!